with me, so goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you.
Hello? Mom, what? You said Whitney Houston died? Turn to channel 70. Hey, Dad, Mom said Whitney Houston died. She said he died. All right, Mom, I'll talk to you in a little bit, all right. She said Whitney Houston died. She told us to turn to channel 70. She said she's on TV.
You're kidding.
Whitney Houston, can you believe that she's dead?
I can't believe it. The singer.
Uh-huh.
Man, oh man, that's unbelievable.
Go ahead and, I guess, turn it 70, I guess.
Okay.
I cannot believe this.
Channel 7.
70.
Yeah, the special report, it says.
Oh, man.
That Whitney Houston has died at the age of 48. Beverly Hills Police Department Lieutenant Mark Rosen coming out and confirming that information in a live press conference on CNN moments ago. Here's what they said. They said at 3:23 in the afternoon in Los Angeles, Pacific time, West time, they got a call into the Beverly Hills Police Department that someone was unconscious. They arrived within 2 to 3 minutes at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, up on the 4th floor. When they got to the 4th floor room, the person who was Whitney Houston, 48 years old, Alan Duke, on the phone with new information. Alan, what do you have?
I've clarified, gotten to the bottom of the confusion over who found I reported that a close friend of Ray J said that he was involved, but it was another Ray. It was the bodyguard for Whitney Houston, whose first name happens to be Ray, who discovered her body. This is according to Courtney Barnes, the publicist for Ray J, a close friend of Whitney Houston, someone closely associated with her in the last several weeks.
Cinderella. In 1992, many people questioned her marriage to bad boy Bobby Brown. That's the point when many believe her personal life and career took a dark turn to an addiction to drugs and alcohol. In an interview with ABC's...
Man, can you believe that, Dad?
It's unbelievable. Whitney Houston.
Dad, can you believe that? What happened to Whitney Houston?
No, that's unbelievable, David.
Oh, man.
I can't believe
And
it.
they said it might be drugs and stuff?
Well, it's possible, I guess. But I hate to believe that she would be involved in it, but a woman of her stature and a woman who's a role model, you might say, for a lot of kids, and yet it just lets you know you can be here today and gone tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Life is so uncertain.
Who would think February 11, 2012, that Whitney Houston will be dead today? I cannot believe it.
I can't either, David.
Especially when she did the bodyguard and everything. This doesn't make sense. Hey, Dad, check that out right there. They said about now.
So again, she did, as you mentioned, have this movie coming out. It is still going to be released in August called Sparkle. There were a lot of high hopes for it. And as you know, we've talked so many times before, all different celebrities who are going to make a comeback. You know, Hollywood loves to bring up celebrities and then bring them down, and then people cheer them on for their big comeback. And I think people were so supporting Whitney, so thinking that she could make a comeback. Maybe not to the level she was at. Her voice would never be back to that level because of her problems and drug abuse and alcohol issues. But certainly, I think there were so many people, as AJ just mentioned, just really rallying around her. She really had so much support, whether it was her family or friends or people like Clive Davis.
AJ, tonight, Showbiz Tonight, where are you guys going with the story? Well, of course, we'll continue to follow all of the very latest breaking developments, and I'm going to be speaking with a few superstars who knew Whitney Houston well. The great director, Penny Marshall. Penny directed Whitney Houston, of course, in the movie The Preacher's Wife, and it was in 2009 when Whitney was very candid in an interview to Oprah Winfrey and said every night after she would finish her part, her role, her acting on the set of The Preacher's Wife, she would do drugs. And I'll ask Penny about that and if she saw any hints of trouble at that time, and I'll be speaking with other stars as well. AJ Hammer, host of Showbiz Tonight. Make sure you check it out tonight on HLN. Kim Serafin, senior editor, In Touch Weekly, thank you as well.
I believe that. And they talking about drugs. It might be drugs and they all or suicide. Or
Yeah.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, David, but if you're in that line of work and you succumb to the vices that are a part of that field of endeavor, you can fall victim to drugs and alcohol and things which are not in your best interest.
And Whitney Houston, what's going to happen with her Bobby Brown and her daughter now that she did? Because nobody's expected her to die.
Like, what happens to her is, I'm sure there will be people who will come and be supportive of her and try to guide her through this very, very trying period of her life. It's a great loss when you lose your mother and father, but especially your mother. And she was very close to her mother.
Oh man, we should do a tribute to her it's called The Death of Whitney Houston, and just show our respects to Whitney Houston.
That sounds like a winner, David.
And how the people in Dayton just explain how she meant to them.
That sounds like a winner.
We'll do that, yeah.
That's a very good idea, and I'm 100% supportive of that effort.
Hi, my name is Amanda Woods, and I want to tell that I was deeply saddened to hear about Whitney Houston's death. She was one of the greatest artists that ever lived. A lot of times people don't appreciate what they have. My opinion is that she was looking for something that she already had. She had a lot of things going for her, and it seems like she kept on searching. But I just want to say that she is one of the best. No, there's very few people that can hit those high notes like she did. And my favorite movie was The Bodyguard, and my favorite song was the one that she recorded, the duplicate of Dolly Parton's. I don't know the words, but I love you, whatever it is. But anyway, I'm saddened by her death. And America has lost a great artist. Thank you.
So, as a fan of Whitney Houston, when was the first time that you became a real big fan of hers, you would say?
Probably not for sure.
Were you a fan of Dion first, and then you got into her, or was it just straight into Whitney?
I was a fan of Dion first, of course, and then Whitney came along, but she had a beautiful voice, just mellowly mellow, and she could hit those notes. And I even tried to sing like her a couple times, but I couldn't.
Whitney Houston, there was rumors about drug use and stuff. What do you say about that?
I say everybody got skeletons in their closet. People abuse drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever. It doesn't matter what she did. The point is that she was given a God-given talent, and it's sad that she's gone.
She was an inspiration to all women, like Mariah Carey and other young girls. What would you say to other young girls aspire to be like Whitney Houston? What would you say to them?
I would say keep on pushing, that you can do it. The main thing is to have a goal and to try to reach your goals.
And her husband, Bobby Brown, and her daughter, what would you say comforting words for them as far as the grief that they're going through?
I feel sorry for them. I know they're saddened, and I wish them all the luck in the world. But just know that your mother was great, and she's probably up in heaven singing with the angels.
And the final words, what would you say to Whitney Houston? I know she's dead now, but what would your final words you would say to her, just speaking in the heart?
God loves you.
All right, thank you for the interview.
We're here to talk about Whitney Houston and the tragic death of the famous star. She was an idol of mine back in the day when I was in high school. She was such a beautiful girl, and everybody looked up to her. I remember her first song, "And I Will Always Love You." That was a beautiful song. Didn't know that she was Dionne Warwick's niece. Whitney had a very tragic life. She had a beautiful life, but she had a wonderful life. But the thing is that God never tells you what your blessings are. Money can never buy you happiness. There must have been something inside the woman that made her unhappy to be an addict. Everybody has an addiction problem, whether or not it's a gambling addiction, alcohol addiction, a food addiction, or a drug addiction. Her choice was drug addiction, but there was something in her life that made her unhappy. Apparently, she was depressed. Depression is something that no one can really understand. people are depressed about many things. They may be depressed about their life. They may be depressed about their marriage. They may be depressed about their weight or the way they look. In Whitney's case, I think more so was just that she felt unhappy inside about herself. She was such a beautiful woman and had such a beautiful voice. I'm here at my uncle's house, and I wanted to get an insert about how he felt about Whitney Houston, but unfortunately, he's not home, so therefore I have to do it all alone. I don't know much about Whitney. I know that her and Bobby were together, and she had a bad experience supposedly with Bobby's life, but I think Bobby brought some joy in her heart because they had 3 beautiful children together. Unfortunately, her children are going to have to go on without the memory of their mother. The memory of their mother that they should remember is that she was a beautiful woman and she had a beautiful voice. My favorite song from her was Bodyguard, the one that said, "I will always love you." I wish I could sing it for you, but I can't. Don't think I can hold a note, unfortunately. I'm going to probably take off and maybe catch a couple stores and see if I can find a couple people that can give me an insert about how they felt about Whitney Houston. I know that her aunt, Dionne Warwick, is probably very upset. Her family, I mean, it's just a tragic accident, but it just lets you know that you never know when it's your time to go. Remember that. Life is a blessing. Every day you wake up and every day you stay up is a blessing, and you should always say thank you. Or keeps you up and keeps you safe. And with that note, we're going to stop at the store and see what's going on. We're not at the store, but we happen to stop by one of our family members who is a great fan of Whitney Houston, and his name is Mr. Marbury, and we're going to get an insight on how Willie feels about Whitney's death.
Well, hello, Dayton. This is Willie Marbury, and I wanted to say that I have been getting calls. I didn't even know until about like 9 o'clock Saturday evening that she had passed. And one of my friends from Arizona called me and let me know that Whitney had passed. And at first, when he called, I was like, you lying. I don't believe that. That's a bunch of lies. He was like, no, go on the internet and look. And at that time I did. I went on the internet, and there it was, Whitney Houston dead. I'm like, oh my God, this can't be happening. This can't be real. Not another icon gone. I mean, this has been a real bad couple of years here. We just had Don Cornelius pass. Now we have Whitney, Etta James. Many more icons are passing, and it's just unbelievable that she passed at the time that she did, because you know, and I'm hoping and my prayers are going out to her children and her family, and that they're able to make it through this thing okay. Hoping that they'll make it okay. I remember the very first Whitney Houston song, "You Give Good Love." Oh yeah, and there was a big battle between Whitney Houston singing back then, and who else was out back then? That was about 85. A whole lot of little girls that were out singing back then, and the music business was changing over, and they was getting ready to start going into the video age. So you didn't have to really learn how to know how to sing back then, because they were more concerned about the way that you looked. But Whitney could actually sing. She could actually sing, and she could actually carry a tune, and that was a nice, refreshing thing, and I'll always remember that. And just to say that we love you, Whitney, and my condolences to the family and friends. And this is Willie Marbury, and we're out.
At one time, I used to go to the bar and karaoke, Whitney. I don't know if I can still do it again, but I'll give you a little small insert of how I feel about her. Let's see. You, my darling, you, bitter.